Hey guys, and welcome to another video. This is my new setup. This is the same channel, but it's a new channel, but it's the same channel. I'm rebooted the channel. Anyway, today I want to talk about this whole fucking Chappelle situation. And I want to talk about free speech a little bit. So, as we all know, the gay, bi, and lesbian transgender community. Actually, it's mostly just the transgendered community. I just like saying GBLT because it makes me hungry. But basically, the transgender community is coming after Dave Chappelle. And you know what? He's a fucking stand-up comedian. He's gonna say shit that's controversial. That's what fucking stand-up comedy is, guys. Fucking Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Sam fucking Kinison. It's always been saying controversial fucking things. I don't understand what's new. And you know what? The whole point of fucking stand-up comedy is social commentary. And you don't have to agree with everything somebody fucking says. And no, it's not listen, if somebody fucking believes in biological gender, it's not fucking transphobic. And even if it is fucking transphobic, it's their fucking right to be able to say that shit. You have a fucking right to be able to say transphobic shit if you wanna. I mean, it makes you a fucking asshole, but you have the right to fucking free speech. Just like motherfucking preachers on the street that say if you don't believe in Jesus, you're gonna go to fucking hell. That's fucking something, right? That's some kind of fucking prejudice. Like what if you're a fucking Hindu or a Buddhist or a Muslim and you're like the best person in the world and you give to charity and you feed the hungry? No, according to these preachers on the street, you're gonna go to fucking hell. And they're telling you that shit and it's fucking offensive. But you know what? It's their fucking free speech right to say it. Works the other way too. You know, if you're a fucking Buddhist and you go to the fucking Christian and you're like, listen, you're fucking stupid for believing that a dead Jewish carpenter from 2,000 years ago is the right to my salvation when there is no fucking salvation. I'm just gonna come here like a fucking ladybug. You can fucking say it. It's only when they start like fucking hitting each other that it becomes a problem. Or if you say something that actually brings violence, incites violence. And you know what? Dave Chappelle did not incite violence. Dave Chappelle, in his entire comedy special, did not once say, let's get rid of the transgenders. He did not say anything remotely close to that. He did not incite violence against anyone. Anyway, that's the whole situation, man. People want to take away our free speech. And it works both ways too. You have people on the other side that don't want the transgender community to talk about their issues or how they feel. Now here's the thing. Respecting how somebody feels is just a fucking human thing to do, right? That doesn't necessarily mean you have to fucking believe it, right? If I believe there's only two fucking genders, that doesn't mean I get to be an asshole about it. If you want to be called, they, them, Zer Majesty, King Louis, I'll call you whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna make an issue about it. It is what it is. Like Chinese people have their last name first and their first name last. So do Hungarians. If they want to be called last name first name last, that's fine by me. Doesn't bother me. I'm not going to make an issue about it. So people should be called by whatever they want to be called. At the same time, there is a fucking air of hypocrisy to this whole thing. Let's remember the whole Rachel Dolezal thing, right? So transracial is not a thing yet, apparently. But how's it any different though? I mean, wouldn't it be less worse? Because don't they say now that race is not biological, that it's a social construct? So why can't a person like if I want to be Mongolian, why can't I be Mongolian or Filipino or Japanese? Actually, I am Mongolian, Filipino, and Japanese, by the way. But you know what? I identify as a potato. Okay. You're getting offensive now. That's what the comments are gonna say. And you know what? I was just stating something. I don't know what it was, You know what? I'm just gonna move on. So it seems like Dave Chappelle is being backed by Netflix. So we can see that Netflix has his back. Hold on a second here. Here we go. Next, Netflix's Ted Saros says. I just said says. That's what happens when I read, man. Netflix's Ted Sarandos says Dave Chappelle's special doesn't cross the line on hate. Too long, didn't read. Nah, actually, I did read it, but I'm not gonna read the whole thing right now. I'll just read the quote. Let's see. I reckon he um in a memo obtained by Variety, he wrote, I recognize, however, that distinguishing between commentary and harm is hard, especially with stand up comedy, which exists to push boundaries. Sarandos wrote, some people find the art of stand up to be mean spirited, but our members enjoy it. And it's an important part of our content offering. Chappelle's special has been criticized by the anti-trans by the LGBTQ LGBTQ plus groups, but apparently, now I don't know the whole story, but apparently a couple of employees, including a trans employee, were suspended. Now they weren't fired or anything, but they were suspended for tweeting about it. So here's what the tweet said. I work at Netflix yesterday. We launched another Chappelle special where he attacks the trans community and the validity of transness, all the while trying to pit us against other marginalized groups. You're going to hear a lot about the word offense. We are not offended. I don't know what the we are not offended is. Then there's some like cable on a spool. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. But anyway, this person, I haven't read all this, so I don't know what the whole story is. Like I don't know if the person, maybe if the person had written about the Squid Game, would they still have gotten suspended? I don't know. I can't tell you. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, that brings another interesting dynamic to it. Did this person actually get suspended for voicing their opinion, like negative about a show, or because it was criticizing Netflix as being insensitive? Either way, I don't think the person should have gotten suspended. Like I say, freedom of speech works fucking both ways, right? People shouldn't get fucking all triggly puffed on either side. It is what it is. The kind of ironic thing though is, remember how Dave Chappelle left at the top of his game? Well, I found out that the reason why was basically Dave Chappelle canceled himself. Yeah, it's Dave Chappelle canceled himself. So here we see this. Oh, here I am. It says in an interview with David Letterman, Letterman broaches the subject of what precisely causes Chappelle to leave his show. They get to talking about Chappelle, about how Chappelle was hold on, tongue-tied. They get to talking about how Chappelle was filming a certain sketch, and a crew member laughed at a beat that he thought wasn't really the point of the sketch. While there was racial humor in the sketch in question, the laughter seemed to stem from something not related to satire. The crew member laughed at Chappelle rather than with him, by the sound of it. As Chappelle puts it, it just raised an interesting question to me, which I was already wrestling with in the first place. It sounds like Chappelle was already grappling with a serious dilemma. Did his show satirize racial stereotypes or reinforce them? Actually, you know what? This is the interviewer interjecting his own opinion. So I don't know. I didn't actually watch it, so I don't know if that's what he meant. But if it is what he meant, then basically Chappelle canceled himself. Um, anyway, Chappelle is back. He's better than ever. It's fucking funny. Just go watch it. Um, again, it is what it is. But back to the whole like identity politics thing. I really don't understand why transracial is like an issue, but transsexual is not an issue. Like, if race isn't real, right? So like gender is real, but biological gender is not real, or something like that. But if race isn't real, which is what like they say now, that it's just a social construct, then why can't the fucking person change? Like, if I want to be Nigerian, why can't I be Nigerian? Like, I don't understand. It's not consistent. They need to be fucking consistent. So I understand there are people, there are feminists who don't like the whole idea of people who are biologically male uh, adopting a female persona and basically undoing everything the whole women's rights situation has been doing for the past whatever 100 years. And on the flip side, there's also gays who don't like the whole. I don't know how to explain this. There's gays who don't like the whole idea of the trans community. How do I explain this? It's like the situation with Asians and Pacific Islanders. Like, why are they grouped together? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what the fuck does a Samoan have to do with someone from Japan? They share nothing. Nothing. They're not even from the same continent. Right? I mean, if you like, if Oceania is a continent, that's a truck outside. That's a whole different situation. I mean, they share. Okay, so like a Middle Easterner is an Asian. They're in Asia. That's not what we mean when we say Asian. But at least they're on the same fucking continent. Then the whole fucking continent situation gets complicated too. That's also fucking politics. Different. So you want to get into an argument with a Brazilian? Call yourself an American. You'll learn real quick that that they consider themselves American too, or argue with a Russian about Eurasia, because some Russians are really big in believing that Europe and Asia are one continent. These whole fucking social constructs mean nothing. Means nothing. If I want to identify as mashed potatoes, I'll be mashed potatoes. You can't stop me. Hey, it'll fucking sound crazy, but you know what? Fucking 20 years ago, we thought the whole trans thing was crazy. It is what it is, right? Things change, like, but you can't expect everything to change so fast. Like, people have to acclimate. Again, I have no problem like with the trans community. I have no problem with any community. They can believe and do whatever they want. It is what it is. But you can't get all mad if other people don't feel that way. Like, if people believe that biological gender is a thing, they believe that biological gender is a thing. You can't fucking change their mind. It's what they fucking believe. If you believe race is a thing, then that's what you believe. If you believe race is not a thing, then that's what you believe. If you believe a tomato is a fruit and not a vegetable, well, botanically you're correct, but you're fucking stupid. But it's what you believe. Because, I'm kidding. Of course, tomatoes are fruits. Anyway, on that note, I'm done. I'm probably, this channel is just getting relaunched. It's already getting canceled. You better believe it.